Hey everyone, how's it going? It's the Flying Pig here. I'm Flying Pig United with another cheeky little Manchester United news video for your latest roundup of all the days going on and all the latest transfer stuff that we've got currently going on at the club. We'll give you all the latest news throughout this show and a roundup of all the latest goings on. How are you doing today, guys? Thank you for joining us. Do us a big favour at the start of this show and hit the thumbs up button on the video. Give it a cheeky little share on social media if you want. Get yourself involved in the live chat and down below if you're on catch up in the comment section after as well. Get yourselves involved. Let me just do a few shout outs to the legends that are in here. Rush Mano, what's going on, my man? We've also got Man United. Adam is in here. Everyone sup. And also Mrs. P, Zach Gerard, Lamonge, Eddie, Chrissy J, Frankie Mitchell, Joe Up. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much, every single one of you guys, for getting in here. Josh, Frankie, Max, Zach, Johnny, Shazad Ahmed, get in there, my son, and everybody else as well. Great to have you aboard the stream tonight. So, yeah, it is a fully interactive show, so do get involved in the chat throughout. Of course, we will duck into the live comments, see what you guys are thinking about the current situation. But the biggest news, I suppose, that I want to start the video off with is that the Premier League have decided, or the clubs in the Premier League have decided that they will go ahead with the festive fixtures, which is obviously good news because we want to see United. Come on, United! Obviously on the 27th of December. So that's if we can actually field a team still. We have to wait and see. There are obviously certain measures which have to be met and certain numbers which have to be met in order to be able to take these games on. So Premier League clubs have chosen to fulfill festive fixtures despite ongoing disruption from of course, all these COVID cases that they've got. The Premier League's 20 clubs met on Monday to discuss how they could deal with the challenges faced, and 6 fixtures were postponed because of the COVID-19 numbers over the weekend. But essentially, it's been expected that the game week 20, which starts on December 28th, would be postponed. Instead, though, the clubs have advised that if they have at least 13 fit players, plus a goalkeeper, they should fulfill their games. So we were talking about this a little while ago about the necessity to have a certain number, a certain cutoff, where you've got a certain amount of first team players fit, and you have to field a team if you've got over that. So I think that makes sense, just to try and cause as little disruption as possible. There are still going to be postponements. There's still going to be times when clubs have more COVID cases in the staff and players than other times and being able to field a side. So unfortunately, that is the current situation. It just depends how much your players have got the vid, basically, as to what games you're going to be able to play. But FA Cup replays in rounds 3 and 4 have, however, been scrapped, and talks are ongoing whether to reduce EFL Cup semi-final ties to one-leg matches. So there's already disruption that's taken place throughout this Premier League season in general because of what's happening now. But rather than actually just having a couple of week break and stopping the proceedings, they decided that as long as you've got a fit team, just about to able enough to field a fit team, then you should do so. And that includes using under 21 players, etc. So they're encouraged to use under 21 players, etc. when they can. So that is the situation as it is. Guys, I'm going to ask you in the live chat if you think this is the correct decision. Do you think they should have had a break, or do you think they should continue as they are? Continue or break? I'm very happy that it's continuing, to be fair, guys. I want to see us obviously get some games in. We've had a couple of games postponed. As far as Manchester United go, we have not had a good time of it the last couple of weeks. Hey, 35 likes, says Rush Mono. Nice one, guys. If you're just getting in, smash the like, keep hitting the thumbs up button. Thank you very much. Correct decision, says Shazad Ahmed. Alex Walker says continue. Me too, says Jonathan Gallagher. Good decision, says Shazad Ahmed. Ryan says continue. We can't fold to COVID. Vax dude speaking. Hey, Mama Sina, yeah, me too. I'm vaxxed also, but I agree. At this stage, you've really kind of just got to keep things going as much as possible where you can. And certainly, it shouldn't really be, fair enough, if your whole team's completely COVIDed up and you've got hardly any players available, then should you really be punished where you lose the game automatically or something like that? Not really. It's sort of out of everyone's hands. This virus is spreading like mad. But should you have to, field it at a later date and fulfill that fixture later? Yes. Or should you be able to, or be forced to field a team based on, missing a few players? If you've only got a few players out, then you should have to field a team. It's just like anything. There's been times in the past before where a team has had food poisoning, or a team has had, the flu, and a lot of the players have caught it, and they've still got to play the games. You're not going to appeal to the FA and say, hey, our teams, a few of us, our lads have got the sniffles. So unfortunately, we can't play this weekend. We're going to have to reschedule it. It doesn't really work like that. Obviously, that's what they're doing in this case because it's an extreme situation. But I do think where possible, they should just fulfill all the fixtures that they can. Big God Bob, what's going on, mate? How you doing there? Griffo Chaz says, I heard the vaccine turned you into Jesse Lingard. Beans. Meow. That would explain a few things. I'm sure I've got 13% more annoying since I had that chat, mate. No, I'm only joking. So, right, here we go. So the postponement of the games is now basically dependent on whether or not you've got enough fit players to field a team or not. So we have to wait and see what that means for United. If we can get a team out, great. If we can't, against Newcastle, which is still possible because we did have a lot of cases. I remember at the time there was reported 19 and then we still were testing and still further testing positive for players as well at the club. So I think that, that's a big question mark at this moment in time. Hopefully it does go ahead. It is Newcastle we're playing next, isn't it? I've actually forgotten. But either way, the Premier League have decided against postponing a full round of fixtures amid COVID-19 outbreaks at several clubs. So there you go. 6 of the 10 weekends games were postponed, though, so it's not to say that games will not be postponed in the next game week. It's just that they've decided not to have a blanket ban across the board. So glad the Boxing Day games are going ahead. Get in there, Johnny M. Come on. You should get Football Manager 2022. I can be the tactical coach, says Rupert Meadow. Respect, dude. I am going to start playing that soon, Love a bit of FM. Great shout, guys. Thank you, everyone, for getting in here. I can see lots of legends in the live chat. Do have your safer out. I'm going to get involved. I'm actually not doing FIFA stream tonight. I'm feeling a bit ropey today. I'm a little bit shattered, a bit tired. And that's a little bit, regular theme, isn't it? But I'm pretty shattered tonight, so I'm just going to give the reins to Mrs. P tonight. She's going to do a stream this evening on her channel, so do check that out. It's pinned at the top of the live chat. Go and smash a pre-game like on it. But anyway, I will be on this. I will be on the stream a bit as well. We'll be on the stream. Don't worry. Right? Okay. Hang on. So, but anyway, no. I'm going to come back tomorrow raw with some FIFA. So don't worry about that. But tonight, yeah, probably not. So anyway, Premier League clubs have decided against postponing it. That is the big news of the day. Under the Premier League rules, clubs will be expected to play if they have 14 players or more available. The clubs are expected to consider all players, including under 21s who have experience of the Premier League or EFL. So I guess what they're saying is if you've played in the first team in the Premier League before, then, you qualify as a pool of a player that can, that can feature in your side. So I guess they can't just make you field a team of 18-year-olds. But if you've actually played in the first team, then and you're fit and available, then that counts as a player that's fit and available. So I think that is absolutely the correct decision by the Premier League and the Premier League clubs to continue with this and do it on a case-by-case basis based on the number of positive cases that they've got. Makes the most sense for everybody involved. Because why halt a fixture if there's only 1 or 2 players that have the virus and they've been isolated away from the rest of the squads, and they've tested everybody and everybody's negative? Why should you stop it? So I think that it's the correct decision, and even I'll put my hands up now and I'll say if that affects Manchester United in a negative way, I still think it's the correct decision, because I think if United get to the point where we've only got 14 players available and half of them are people who have just sort of come into the side in and out as youth players or whatever, I would say that's the right thing to do though for the Premier League to stop the disruption overall. Hey, Mamasini with a 4-month member comment, highlighter member comment. Come on, Mamasini, get in there. Thank you so much for supporting this channel for 4 months. He says Phil Jones is the cure. Man, oh man, if Phil Jones is the cure, I don't want to know what the virus is, mate, or the disease is, to be fair, dude. But I don't think Phil Jones is the cure for this one. Fair play to you, though. Hey, thank you so much for getting in Mamasini and being a member for 4 months. Let's get a hashtag 4 months and a love heart in there for Mamasini. Appreciate that one a lot, I do. Thank you so much for being a member. I don't want to know what sort of deadly virus that would be. But anyway, so under the new Premier League rules, that's the situation. So that's it, guys. The fixtures will be going ahead. Get in there, my son, unless, as I say, Manchester United cannot field a team of 14 plus players there when we got the next game. So that's the big news, guys. I'm just going to get into the live chat for 2 seconds. Get your initial reaction in there. Let me know what you think about this decision. Frankie Mitchell says Michael Ogunremi Oh, this guy again, talking about this guy. Who the fuck is that guy? Oh, my goodness me. Anybody who mentions that Michael Ogden, whatever you're on about, mate, again, just time them out, please, mods. Because there's just some idiot comes in here and keep talking about the same bloody thing, mate. It's just preposterous. Hashtag 4 months, says Shazan Ahmed. Thank you very much. Right, okay. Okay, next bit of news then, peeps. Next bit of news. Manchester United will name current group managing director Richard Arnold as its new chief executive within days. So that is the news, guys. Man United will name current group managing director Richard Arnold as its new chief exec in the coming days. Sky News has learned that United could announce to the New York Stock Exchange as early as Monday afternoon, which I don't think happened there, that Arnold will take over its executive leadership in the new year. So, of course, we talked about Edward Woody Wood. How much would chuck if a wood could chuck wood, or something like that. That's Edward Wood. He's got a little bit of, previous at this football club. Not all of it very good. Most of us will be happy to see him gone. In fact, let's get a cheeky little bye-bye emoji in there, because I think most of us are very, very happy that Eddie Wood will be going. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you are. Let me know if you're happy that Wood was going. But he's not going for good. He's going into a consultancy role, as we've discussed here, my friends. Which, for fuck's sake, I mean, this is what we understand, that he is, he's going into he's expected to remain at United in a consultancy role for a number of months. This guy is like a turd that won't flush, isn't he? One of those really long curler ones. My goodness me, he really is. He's just a lingerer, man. He's unflushable, this guy. Honestly, he's going to stick around in a consultancy role. Consulting us about what? It's just like everything that he's done so far has been kind of lackluster. Some of the signings that he's made, the appointments that he's made, the time that he's overseen, he's done a good job generating revenue and generating cash for the Glazers and growing the commercial, brand of the club. But for them, but in terms of what he's done in the rest of it, not very good at all. So Ed Woodward's gone. But he's only gone into a consultancy role, obviously. He's like a big floater, says Rushminer. Absolutely. Like that one in Kevin and Perry Go Large in the Sea. That's exactly what he is. Unfortunately, you've got to do the thing. You've got to get a disposable glove on. You've got to break it up and you've got to flush it down. You've got to get rid of this guy. But he is going into the consultancy role. So I guess that's the first initial move. I don't know how we got into this analogy, guys. I apologize. I do. I'm going to apologise right now for that analogy there. Nobody wants to think about that. Okay, sorry. So anyway, Richard Arnold is going in to be the new chief executive within a couple of days. Woo, plippity hoo, whatever that was. Whoopity doo is what I meant to do. I'm just saying, like, it's really not very inspiring, is it? He's currently the group managing director. He'll effectively replace Eddie Wood. And Ed Woodward's held this role as title of executive vice chairman since 2012, but he instead become the company's chief executive, according to a person close to the situation. So Arnold's elevation to the chief executive job will make him one of the most powerful figures in British sport, a former executive at Intervoice, a NASDAQ-listed technology company. Arnold was previously United's commercial director. He will become the first person to hold the CEO title at Old Trafford since David Gill stepped down in 2013. His appointment will come as a little surprise, given his status as the frontrunner to succeed Woodward since the latter. Yeah, bullshit. So basically, this is it. We've got another person, obviously, in here who's a fucking commercial director. He's a commercial director for them. So that's what the Glazers want. They want somebody overseeing, obviously, the finances, making the money, and pulling all the strings from New York City there, basically. So I'm not. Yeah, Woodward's gone, but we've just got a new puppet master in town, or a new puppet for the puppet masters to pull the strings on. So that's all it is. This isn't good news. It's just I'm indifferent. Ed Woodward's go into a consultancy role where he's still going to have some sort of say-so in the running of this football club, which is a big to me in the first place because he's shite. So, that immediately annoys me. And then now we've just got, it's like, it just annoys me. Anyway, get your thoughts and opinions in about this one, guys. Let me know. Also, if you're just joining us, we've got 100 of you legends in here tonight. Thanks for getting in here with your thoughts and opinions. Smash the like on the video. Let's get this to 100 likes. Give it a share on social media as well if you want. And do have your say in the live chat. I'm just going to duck in there for another minute about this topic before we get onto the latest news and other topics. So, As I can see here, shite, says JMUFC. Hey, Gungshi, how you doing? Says, hi, Baker Brigade friends. Hope everyone's fine. We are fantastic. Thanks for asking. Any GTA or FIFA? Not tonight, Flying Pig fan, but Mrs. P's streaming after this stream, so check that one out. You're happy, you'd be happy with Rice, says Mamassini. We're going to get on to some of the players in a bit, actually. Good shout. I think, yes, I think we will see some movement in the window. Chrissy J says, I heard it was Murtaugh that brought in Rangnick. Woodward had nothing to do with the appointment. It wouldn't surprise me, mate. The only thing Woodward's really appointed is disappointing people so far. Let's hope that Rangnick isn't going to be that, though, because we still don't actually know. Oh, yes, Gungshi, it's a common theme. Hey, Mamassini, we got a €5 super chat. I'm so sorry, I missed it, boss. I missed it. I can see it now. Mamassini, get in there, my son. He says, it's Christmas! Presents time! Who's your favourite CDM that we can get in come in January? Hey, Mamassini, thank you so much for your super chat, boss. The €5 super chat of doom there, Mamassini. Merry Christmas to you too. Let's get some Christmas tree emojis in there for Mamassini. So, yeah. Who's your favourite CDM? I think the favourite one we're going to sign in the Jan window probably is that Amadou Haidara from Leipzig. There is talks of Kamara as well over at Marseille. That's also a possibility. Some of these other, I guess you would say lower reputation, younger, cheaper signings perhaps that Manchester United could be looking at in January, depending on what sort of business we do in Jan. Good segue actually, Mamassini, into the next topic. So, of course, Woodward's a shithouse and Woodward out. Hashtag Woodward out, Batman Night fan, yes. Hashtag Woodward out. But let's get into the latest news then in regards to some of the transfer news going on at United, who's linked to the club, who's linked to going away, and all the rest of it. So there's been a bit of things coming out about Jesse Lingard today. Jesse Lingard, some mixed vibes. The Athletic, David Ornstein reporting that Jesse Lingard has decided that he will not be leaving Man United in January, plans to stay and fight for place. No recent talks over new deal. So obviously nothing else has transpired in terms of him signing a new contract at Manchester United, plus nothing planned. 29-year-old about to enter final 6 months of his contract, but not expected to sign a pre-contract elsewhere. That is what David Ornstein's reporting there from The Athletic. But then tonight, different reports coming out. 90 Min here reporting that Jesse Lingard is favouring a move abroad if he leaves Manchester United in January. 29-year-old returned to Old Trafford this summer following a successful stint at West Ham. Blah, blah, blah. Lots of different reports coming out about Jesse Lingard. So the truth of the matter is, you can't really base anyone's report any higher than any others at the moment, because the truth is we don't know. Rangnick, I guess, is still in this situation where he's trying to assess Jesse Lingard, where he even thinks, hang on, should we give this guy a shot? I mean, he is a homegrown player. I'm sure Rangnick likes that. He is a pressing type player as well. I'm sure Rangnick likes that. So he might give him an assessment. They might decide to keep him on, give him a job as a squad player, and maybe Lingard's happy to do that and be a smaller part of something bigger and stay at Manchester United, the club that he loves. Or maybe he's looking to go and sign for a club abroad on a pre-contract deal in January, sign for them in the summer, go on a free, get a big fat payday, go and play for Barcelona or something. Who the fuck knows yet? And then also there's a possibility that West Ham may come in January, that Everton or Newcastle United, other clubs may come in. There's a report tonight that suggests that Newcastle are no longer in the running for Jesse Lingard. This is from David Ornstein also. Newcastle do not intend to pursue Lingard's current situation, but it's like, I'm sure if the situation presents itself in January where Eddie Howe is asked, hey, do you want Jesse? He would be a fool to turn down the possibility of bringing him in, because he would be a great player for something like Newcastle. And West Ham the same. If they're allowed to spend a little bit of cash, because that's all it would be to coax Jesse Lingard away from Manchester United, to convince us to sell him in Jan rather than keep hold of him and let him go for nothing, if we don't plan on keeping him, that is, then we'd be foolish not to do that either. So West Ham could definitely have a stab at Jesse in the Jan window. Newcastle could still have a stab at Jesse. He might have said at this moment in time, Jesse Lingard himself might have said that, he's committed to the club and that he's staying and he wants to stay here. But things can change very quickly in the January transfer window when, there's an offer that comes in. So at this moment in time, he's keeping his cards quite close to his chest, I would say, about the situation. And it's hard for United to really know what's best. I mean, we understand there's no contract offer on the table. They've had a contract offer. Jesse wasn't interested at the time. So in terms of a new deal, there's nothing there at the moment. And in terms of concrete offers from other clubs, there's nothing there at the moment. So Jesse Lingard can leave in Jan for a small fee. He could sign with another foreign club in Jan and stay to United to the end of the season and then go. Or he could just run his contract out at United and leave on a free, be a free agent, sign for a club and probably get a slightly bigger payday because of it. So we have to wait and see what goes on with Jesse. I would expect him to want to stay at this club, but then again, it depends on what his attitude is. He did have a good time at West Ham. He was a bigger part of their team there. The fans loved him. If they came knocking, surely he'd have to consider it. He's not going to get in the England team sitting on the bench. He's not going to do that. And England with the World Cup, he's not getting any older. I think, hang on, he's not getting any younger. He is getting older. Hang on, did he turn 29 or did he turn 30 the other day? I saw it was his birthday. I've forgotten, 29 or 30. He's getting on a little bit now. He's not far. If he wasn't 30, then he's very close to being 30. It's like, you've got to start. This is it could be your last World Cup, mate. You've got to try and get in that England team. And you're not going to do it by staying at Manchester United, lad. 29. So he just turned 29, yeah? So realistically, and plus he's not exactly a shoo-in for the England team ever anyway. There's like this, and we know Southgate sort of likes him. If he had a good season in the build-up to the World Cup, then he might just get his way in the squad. You don't know. But that definitely will not happen playing for Manchester United as a substitute or as a backup. So Jesse Lingard should go. In regards to staying or going to the end of the season, I'll just put it to you guys in the live chat. Do you think he stays or do you think he goes? Let me know in January. Do you think he stays to the end of the season or do you think he goes in January? Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are there. I personally think he's going to go. I think he should go. I think Rangnick probably will assess Jesse Lingard, and his assessment will be, this guy is not good enough. He's on 6 figures a week to play for Manchester United and not really playing the first team, bit part player. Yes, can come on late in games and press opposition, which I'm sure Rangnick would value. But a lot of money, big place in the side that he's taken up, don't need him. Don't need it. I think he would rather have £10 million to add towards bringing in another player. That's what I think, and getting 100k a week off the books. So go, says Batman Night Fan. Go, says Sir Greenwood. Gungshi says he should go. Ryan says stay. Jay says stay. Yeah, boy Jurgen says go. So bit mixed here. He goes. Trust me, says Lynette Giggs. He should go, but he'll probably stay, says Mr. NWT. Yeah, well, it's in a way. I always say this. What sort of ambition does the player have? But in a way, think about it if it was you. You're a Manchester United fan. You've won trophies at Manchester United. You've grown up. You've played for Manchester United youth team. You've come through the ranks. You're a Manchester United player. You've won. You've scored in FA Cup finals. You've won European trophies. You've been a part of some successful periods at Manchester United. So you love Manchester United. Think about if it was you. Would you want to leave Man United even if you're a bit part player and go and play for shitty West Ham? I mean, I personally wouldn't. But from his career point of view, it's like, well, he's not playing at United. If he does want to play in it for England as well, which should be a big ambition of his at this stage to get in that World Cup squad, then he's not going to do that at United. So I think for that reason alone, maybe it is time to go. But it's kind of with a heavy heart. He is a homegrown, United through and through player, but at the same time, he's just not quite up to the standard. Oh, it's a shame, isn't it? Little Jesse, Jesse Lingard. Well, if he does go, I'll miss him in the way that I don't know, miss an old hamster that used to latch onto your finger every time you fed it as sunflower seed. But still, I would miss him. So Newcastle do not. This is the latest report. Do not intend to bid for him. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see with that one. West Ham still interested. Some overseas club could be interested as well. As I say, Jesse can talk with other clubs in January who are abroad. He can sign a pre-contract agreement with an Italian club, a Spanish club, a French club in January, and they can agree terms for him to join them at the end of his current Manchester United contract for nothing. So Jesse, in about a week or two, will be in a very strong position in terms of being able to negotiate a contract either at Manchester United or another club abroad. And then if he is going to stay at Manchester United and see out the 6 months until the end of his contract, then he's still in a strong position for both of them too. Are United prepared to lose this guy for nothing, or would we just sign him up to a new deal to maybe, protect an asset that in the future we might get a few million for, or do we, which doesn't really make much sense to me, or do we just let him go and cash in, or just let him go for nothing, don't cash in at all? So that is the latest on Jay Lings, guys. It's a little bit to-ing and fro-ing at the moment. Jesse seems to be content at United. Like I say, if it was me, I would rather stay at Manchester United too. But from a professional point of view, from an actually going and playing week in, week out and being a footballer point of view, you've got to do it. You've got to be playing in the big matches, in the big days, these Premier League competitive fixtures, not just sitting on the bench coming on a few minutes here and there. I mean, that's okay and everything, but it's not the same. Look at Phil Neville. Phil Neville did it. He just wasn't quite good enough to be like a first teamer at Manchester United at that period of his career. He went to Everton and became a bigger part of a smaller team. That's exactly what Jesse Lingard needs to go and do. So Jay Ling's out. See you later on, son. No disrespect, but I think it's about time that this guy did one, in all honesty. So Jesse Lingard as well out. In terms of, what else the situation is with other players, we've got Edinson Cavani is close to an agreement with Barcelona. So these are the latest reports. So Marca over in Spain reporting that Edinson Cavani could well be the player to solve Barcelona's goal scoring issues, and also that he's close to an agreement with Barcelona, who is set to hold talks with Manchester United in the next couple of days. So that's still a possibility as well. I mean, look, Marca are a load of bullshit, to be honest, if you ask me. But you just never know, You just never know. I mean, there are talks of this at this moment. Cavani does have question marks about how much game time he's getting at the football club, and also, how much sort of emphasis he's got in the team. Just as well, like he was the number 7, he's had that taken away. If he wants games, maybe it's better if he goes somewhere else where there isn't Cristiano Ronaldo in front of him in the line. And then he could get decent money at Barcelona too as well, because they're looking for, some loan players essentially, or not really loan players, but players who are dirt cheap to acquire initially, and maybe a little bit more money on the wage front, but dirt cheap to buy initially, because what they're trying to do is get rid of players as well, sell players for big money, cash that in. So they're not actually, they might pay, all I'm saying is they might actually pay Cavani just a little bit more than what we pay him. But anyway, his contract runs until June 30th. It's very unlikely that his contract will probably be extended at Manchester United, because obviously he's getting on. We do want to look to the future. We still will have Ronaldo at the football club as well, who's older. I mean, a lot can change between now and the end of the season. But it's understood United would not be unhappy to get rid of him because of the amount of money that he's being paid as well. He is on, good couple of £100,000 a week. It's a significant amount of money for somebody that is not playing at this moment in time. He's not played this season hardly at all for us. He's an amazing guy, though. Let's be honest. Edinson Cavani, El Matador, I fucking love that guy. I mean, if he does want to go, I actually don't blame him at all, because I can understand it, because if Ronaldo didn't come and he wanted to do this, then he's a dick. But Ronaldo has come. Ronaldo has taken that main emphasis up top there, and he's taken his shirt number and all the rest of it. I mean, that symbolically, that means something. Plus, he's had these injury concerns. Plus, because of what's gone on in the world with the COVID and the travel restrictions that are in place between going to Europe and South America and all that kind of stuff, quarantine and all these sorts of things, it's made it a little bit, more tricky than maybe ordinarily. So I think Cavani likes Manchester United. I think he loves Manchester United, actually. He certainly seems to say all the right things about the club and show the right passion for the shirt when he's out there playing for us. So I've got no problem with him at all. If he wants to go, you know what? Fucking fair play to him. Sometimes I'm like, if this player wants to go, do one. I.e. Paul Pogba. If his contract, if his grubby agent comes out and says, hey, we want to go, do one. But Cavani, I kind of feel like every time he's played for us, he's tried hard. He was a free signing. We can't really quibble with, being stitched up for any sort of money. We didn't pay £89 million for him like Paul Pogba. He's just come in with, I didn't have that high expectations for him at the time, even though he's a quality player just because of his age, coming off the back of an injury. PSG didn't want to keep him. I was just like, red flags. But no, he was actually brilliant for us, and he deserves our sort of respect as he leaves the club. So if he does go, then fair play to him. But obviously, I hope he doesn't go. I think it hurts United. We're a better team with Henderson Cavani in the squad to have him to go to and pull off the bench and come on and, come on assist Ronaldo, or, he's obviously a really great presser as well himself. He works hard. He's very dogged out there and a very, very good player. So we'd be foolish to let him go easily. But I can understand if Man United want to cash in, get a bit of cash to buy somebody else maybe. You're not going to get a lot of cash for him though, because his contract runs out in a matter of months. So I don't really see the benefit of selling him early. He's also had an offer, understandably, from Boca Juniors, but he's turned them down apparently. So that's the Cavani situation, still more or less the same as it was a couple of days ago. But just to give you an update, if you don't know, Cavani is interested in joining Barcelona. There are talks ongoing there, and there may well be a concrete offer to Manchester United from Barcelona for a few million quid to take Cavani off their books in January. So it could be a busy January window for United, with a couple of players going out and hopefully a couple going in. Let's get into the live chat to see what you guys think about Cavani. We've got a lot more to discuss. Hey, we've got 74 likes on the stream. Get in there, my son. Dana, 74 likes, baby. Hey, everyone, do us a massive favour. Hit the thumbs up. Let's have a good old-fashioned Bacon Brigade like spike and get this puppy to 100 likes just like that. Do hit the thumbs up if you're joining. Smash that subscribe as well, guys. If you're new to this channel, we cover all the latest United news and goings on at the club. So do hit that sub button. We're on our way to 50,000 subscribers as well. Help us get there by the end of the year. Smash that sub button and smash the like. Yes, indeed, Kerry E83. I'm going to get onto that in just a moment. Thank you, Kerry. I'll give you the latest on that too. Hey, Sin Games, thank you so much. How you doing? Everyone, thanks for joining. Do get your thoughts and opinions in here. I'll just ask you then, Cavani, stay or go? Let's see what you guys think about Edinson Cavani. Personally, I'd like to see him stay to the end of the season and leave on a free. I think he could bag us, between 0 and 10 goals between now and the end of the season, some of which could be very important goals off the bench, Eddie Cavani, or maybe even I'd love to see in a 4-2-2-2, Edinson Cavani up the top of the pitch with Cristiano Ronaldo working in tandem, in a gegenpress system, at least for 65, 70 minutes of the game. Cavani and Ronaldo together. Why not? Cavani and Ronaldo together. I want to see that. Stay, says Batman Night Fan. Stay, says Ahmad. Stay till the summer, says Madhouse and Nanette and Gungshi and Oliver Reynolds. Great call, peeps. Great call. I'm with you guys. He could provide us more than 5 million quid would provide us with. What are we going to do with 8 million quid? You're not going to get more than that for him from Barcelona, I don't think, with just a few months left on the contract. Plus his wages are high, which is going to turn them off if they've got to fork out an extra 10 to 15 million or whatever you ask. You're not going to get a lot of money for him. So, keep him. Let him go for nothing in the summer if we don't want to sign him up to a new contract then, which we might. Let him go in the summer for free then. Between now and then, we would have a great player in the squad who's great leader, somebody who's got the right mentality to come off the bench and maybe win us a game. He's definitely a great competitor. So, yeah, Chrissy J says stay. Luan France says stay. He'd be happier in Spain. Well, Robin, you might be right. I mean, in terms of he's got an ambition to play for Spain. It's understood that, there's sources to say that Edinson Cavani wants to play in Barcelona, wants to play for Barca, wants to play in Spain. And maybe you're right. Maybe he would be happier in Spain in terms of, the weather as well. The weather in the UK, particularly, Manchester, can be pretty harsh. So, yeah. I wouldn't really blame him in that sense. He is South American and he's used to a more warm climate, etc. So that might be something to do with it as well. But he's played for Paris. He plays in Manchester. He's pretty rugged. This guy, he seems pretty tough. He seems pretty intelligent. I think if he wants to go, then fair enough. But it would be the wrong decision by Manchester United. I think it would just prove Manchester United's lack of ambition, the fact we don't give a shit about challenging for the Champions League or the Premier League, really, if we let a player like Edinson Cavani go for anything less than 30 million. Fair enough, if Barca come along and say, hey, here's 30 million, which they're not going to do for a player who's that old anyway, then I would say, yeah, it's just a stupid idea to sell the guy because he could add you so much more between now and then in goals. Yeah, Arsenal Manic says Cavani is probably your best forward. Have you never heard of a little Don called Cristiano Ronaldo, aka the greatest player of all time? But no, we have got a couple of really great options up there. I can see there's competition for places. Maybe that's the main reason. And he speaks Spanish, says Robin. There you go. Okay, so the next player we want to talk about is the possibility of Anthony Martial leaving. So still, his agent obviously came out a couple of weeks ago and said that Tony wasn't happy at United and wanted to look for a January exit. He's injured at this moment in time, and the chances are Tony will be going somewhere in January. It may well just be on a loan basis. But he could also be sold. I suppose if there's a club out there in this current situation who are prepared to spend 40 million quid to bring him in, then fair enough, which there might be. But in terms of January transfer windows, it doesn't usually there isn't usually that many big deals that take place in the January transfer window. Sometimes there are. We'll have to wait and see. But if he's available, I just can't imagine there'd be a huge row of clubs lined up to sign Tony Martial, in all fairness. He's kind of like one of those players like we've had over the years that we've signed up to a big contract, maybe too big of a contract for the player that they are. And therefore, it just sort of prices us out of the market of being able to sell this guy. Because even if teams are interested in Tony Martial, they quickly realise, cripes, we've got to pay 200 G's a week to this bang average player. And then that turns them right off. So, in my opinion, he's not worth that sort of money. So what clubs would actually be lining up to take him? Maybe clubs that are desperate for players, maybe clubs that are financially strapped, who are top-class clubs and don't want to pay a fee for a player, but just want to take somebody on loan and pay a large percentage of a large contract, but are getting a good player, but not paying any fee really, or a very small fee up front in order to do so, i.e., Barcelona on loan. I could see it happening. They need a striker. Aguero retired, obviously. Memphis Depay having injury issues. They've got concerns there as well financially. They're in a lot of debt. They've got to have a reshuffle, sell players. There's talks of De Jong coming our way, possible exchange. Doubt that's going to happen, but you just never know. They need to generate cash. They've got assets there available which they could sell to generate said cash. We need a midfielder. You just never know. But in regards to Martial, I could definitely see him going out on loan with an option to buy in future. Right now, maybe they don't want to spend any money on a player up front to bring in, but certainly a loan option to take the guy away, get the guy, playing for you and assess him between now and the end of the season. And then you've got an option to buy him in the summer when maybe things are a little bit financially better. It makes a lot of sense for Barcelona. And for United, it makes perfect sense too, because you might get a few million quid up front for a fee for the rest of the season. You'll also get his wages paid, which he is on quite a lot of money that could be freed up to then go and fund somebody else that you could bring in January as a midfield option, and therefore make the squad better. He is just a bit part player as well. Let's be fair, Tony Martial, he's second choice in any position you want to put him in. He did play number 9 last season, but he's not getting in there in head of Ronaldo or Martial. I'd even rather play Greenwood up there. So he's third, fourth choice in that position. Then out on the wings, Rashford, you've got Sancho, these guys. It's like he's got a lot of competition there. He's not consistent enough, not a good enough performer. Hashtag Tony out. So in my opinion, the best thing that United could do is try and get rid of Tony Martial this window as a permanent transfer, of course. But if that's not possible, then there is a deal to be done for a loan with an option to buy there, and you should probably do it because it's not going to weaken your squad that much. We've still got youngsters in the club as well that can come through and maybe do a job in that position. Probably not give us any less really than Martial, i.e. Diallo. You've got a few options there. You don't have to go to with Anthony Martial if even a couple of your wingers are injured. So he's not really a big player for United. As sad as it is, he's just a squad player. So there you go. We could get rid of Tony. We could get the cash off of our books and get him on a loan deal. I'll ask you guys in the live chat then. Tony Martial, stay, go, or loan? What do you guys think? I mean, he is only 25, 26 now, is he? He could be coming to the best years of his career. The problem with him is he's so frustrating because he's got such great qualities and great skills, but his consistency is just not there. He's basically the winger version of Paul Pogba. It is very similar in terms of their consistencies. Right, okay. Loan, says Chrissy J. Martial loan, says Ryan. Sell now, says Jonathan. Martial go, says Batman Night Fan. Stay, says Lynette Giggs. Loan, says Sullivan 25. Fair Petty is seeing games. Chrissy J says loan. Hey, look, Mike, we got a super chat from 14.99 Aussie dollar super chat here from Mike from Down Under. Thank you so much for getting in here, Mike. He says, I feel for Cavani, mate. Ollie begged him to stay, and then he lost his shit and position on the pitch. Martial's sorry, mate, I fucked up there. Hang on a second. He says, Martial has a Billy, but the heart of a P. As lively on the pitch as a dead dingo's donga. Shit, Skippy, the dingoes are after us. Run. Hey, Mike, thank you very much for the $14.99 super chat. He says, I feel for Cavani. Ollie begged him to stay and he lost his shirt and position on the pitch. Yeah, that seems to be what's happened. And he's had like these tendon issues. Or if he actually has had tendon issues, we don't know. Maybe there has been a little bit of unrest and a conversation behind the scenes where Rangnick's pretty much just said, hey, sorry, but you're going to be number 2 this season. And he's just sort of gone, well, I'm not really too keen then on staying. I'd like to go and play for somebody else if there's an offer. But I agree what you're saying about Martial's got all the ability in the world, but the heart of a pea. That's a fair point, man. He's as lively on this pitch as a dead dingo's donga. Let's get some super chat emojis in there, please, for Mike. Thank you so much for getting in here, boss. And I agree with you. Time to go for Tony Martial. That's enough. Enough is enough, mate. He's had plenty of opportunities and he's been proven shite for too long. I think he's the most realistic player to leave us in January, but it probably will just be on a loan basis, I think. There's not any FIFA tonight, Dan Watson, but Mrs. P, my missus, is doing a stream. Look at the top of the live chat there on her channel, Mrs. P's Cake Bandit. She is doing a stream instead because I'm just going to take the night and chill, and then I'm going to get on the FIFA every single night this week other than tonight. So we're going to go in there raw. But tonight, Mrs. P's round, so she's going to do a shorter stream. Then we're going to hang out, and then you guys are going to hopefully come. Some of you guys are hopefully come and watch. But anyway, right then. So Tony Martial out. He's another one that could be going out in the Jan window. And then you've also got news here, another update here. We've got Fabrizio Romano gave us some information on Diogo Dalot. So he's not going to be going anywhere. Just to give you an update, it doesn't seem like anyway. Obviously, Rangnick played him in the last few games as well. He was doing very well. I'm very much impressed by Dalot's performances in the last few games. Definitely deserves a chance to continue in the team. He really does. It's good to have competition. I like Wan-Bissaka, but going forward, he's not as good as Dalot, it seems. And I like competition. If Dalot's in better form, great. Sorry, Wan-Bissaka, you're going to have to sit aside, but don't sell Wan-Bissaka. I think he's a great player. But it's great to have competition. Manchester United are more than happy with Diogo Dalot's performances. AS Roma wanted him for January, but nothing was agreed, so that melt Jose Mourinho trying to come in and get this Portuguese player. He's now key for Rangnick. Borussia Dortmund bid was turned down last summer, so we know that much as well. So, yes, it looks like Dalot will be remaining at Manchester United the rest of the season, and of course it's the right decision. Just in the summer, we were talking about the need to go and sign another right-back. Somebody like, I don't know, Trippier, there was talks about us going to sign Kieran Trippier. Well, we've got Dalot here ready-made, really. He's still super young and could develop into one of the best right-backs in the world if everything goes the right way. So let's just wait and see what Dalot can provide us. I think definitely give him the chances in the team, allow him to prosper and grow and develop as a player. Yes, absolutely. Ian Dawn. Yes, she's streaming tonight. Dizzy Red Devil says Mrs. P. There she is. Yeah, Mrs. P streaming tonight, guys. It's a very rare thing, so do show your support. Get involved later. Mamacini with a €2 super chat says, why is Madrid set to buy Haaland? Are we stupid? You know what it is, Mamacini? I think it's just down to the fact that his agent's an absolute twat bag as well. His agent will go where they can get even just one extra penny more. His agent will also, slag our club off to the point where, should we even really be trying to deal with that guy? You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Mamacini. I don't think we are stupid. I think he's a scumbag. I think Haaland is a very good player, but we shouldn't be bent over to sign any player to the point where we have to suck off the teats of Mino Raiola. Piss off. He can do on that guy. I say we'd never deal with that guy ever again, and we just sign players that are not represented by Mino Raiola. I hate that guy. So you know what, Mamacini? I don't think we are stupid. I think that they're just money grabbers. I think that they're just mercenaries. I'm not saying necessarily earning Haaland, but I do question anybody that's aligned and associated and has that guy as their, as their agent. I do personally think that you must be a bit of a money grabbing bastard. That's just my opinion. So there you go. But I'd rather us not deal with Mino, even though we're going to get a great player. We got Mason Goatwood. He could be the next Erling Haaland in a year or two's time for what Erling Haaland's at now. Remember, Goatwood's only 19. He's still done some very impressive things. We got great players coming through. We've also can go and sign another great player. You don't have to go and get Haaland. I do think Haaland's one of the best goal scorers in the world for his age. Absolutely, he is probably the best for his age in terms of, well, him and Kylian Mbappe, in terms of just like goal scoring and ability. It's got to be those two. but we don't need him. We don't fucking need that guy. Thank you, Mamacini, for your question there and your super chat. I appreciate you. Yes, I am going to be on Mrs. P's stream as well a little bit, absolutely. Yeah, Connor Matthews, Mrs. P streaming soon. Christmas has come early. Arsenal Manic says Mbappe's a top player. He is a fucking brilliant player, isn't he? I must admit, he is absolutely quality, mate. His finishing ability and it's just his speed and movement, everything. It's insanely good. He's very, very good. That's who we should be trying to sign. Like in all seriousness, but you know what? They can all screw themselves. Haaland is probably better than Mbappe, way more unstoppable because he's strong as hell too, says RBI. It's a fair point. He's rapid, he's quick, he's strong. I mean, I don't know. I think Kylian Mbappe, if you look at, what was that record he got the other day? I think he's the player who scored the most goals in the Champions League for a 23-year-old or 22 or whatever he is, ever. So he's obviously a fantastic goal scorer himself. Janice Varaklas. We should all go out to get Haaland saying games. Janice Varaklas says, hi, mate. Check Instagram whenever you can. Oh, okay. Nice one. Thank you very much, boss. I will do. Absolutely. Thanks so much. My brother's training going for his Ironman, and how do you donate? Hey, thank you, Kate. I'll get you the information at some point soon. But actually, I don't know how it's going. I think it's not really. I think it probably starts after the Christmas period, to be fair. He's just had COVID as well, so he's got over that now. He is fine. He's got over that now, but yeah, I think it's going to start after Christmas now, I'd imagine, mate. Okay, so Diogo Dalot not going anywhere. Somebody who might be going somewhere, though, could be Dean Henderson. We talked about him as well. So we're talking about Rangnick's January clear out here. Potential players that could be going. Martial, Lingard, Cavani, and also Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson is a player that could potentially go. We talked about it the other day, so I'm not going to get into it too much. But he has only played a couple of times for United this season. He is the backup to De Gea, who's clearly the clear number one. So, for my opinion, he could be loaned out also. I think it makes sense to loan him out or just sell him outright, generate the cash. I would look to sell him. I think there's clubs out there who would be keen to sign Dean Henderson for £25 million, £30 million, and I think they'd be getting a pretty good deal, getting a really good English goalkeeper who, you know, in the next 5 years could be one of the very best in the league. Then I really do think anybody who signs him is getting a good keeper. So it would be a good signing for somebody else. It would get the money off of our books. It would also generate the cash for us to go and sign a midfielder. Happy freaking days. So yeah, I say Henderson out. No disrespect. It's just De Gea is still fantastic and still will be for another 5 years. So what is the point? Unless there's something we don't know about, like De Gea does want to go back to Spain or something and there's an offer on the table. What's the point of pretending like De Gea is not the number one? We've got two number ones. It doesn't make sense. We need to get rid. We need to get rid really of Henderson and get the money in so we can improve the squad elsewhere. We're just wasting 130k a week by having Henderson sat there as number two. It's ridiculous. Honestly, it is. Whoever thought that was a good idea to pay a backup goalie that much is mental. So there you go. Right. Anyway, so it looks like Dean Henderson could be going. He's understood to want to go. We have reports here that suggest that, he definitely is not too keen on staying in January. He wants to go and, get some opportunities, get some game time. He's not developed at all recently, so he wants to go and do that. Henderson, what do you think? Stay or go? I'll ask the live chat every time here for these guys we're talking about here. Stay or go? What do you think he should do? What would you want him to do? Stay or go? Loan Henderson? Loan's a good point as well. Luan, maybe we could bring him back in the future to take over from De Gea. But we talked about this the other day, though, the possibility of him having a transfer with the option to buy back. I think that's a great possibility. So United would have first refusal. Let's say you sell him to, I don't know, let's just say fucking West Ham or whoever, it doesn't really matter, for £30 million. But you've got an option to buy him back first refusal for, £40 million. Should you wish to in the future, should you think that that's a good idea, then they might want to do that. Go/loan, says Gungshi. Thank you, Rush Monitor. Subscribe to the channel. We've got 150 of you legends in here. Great to see you. Thank you for climbing aboard the Bacon Express this evening. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Smash that like button. Let's get this one to 100 likes. We're nearly there. Hit the thumbs up. It's free and boosts us up on the old YouTube algorithm as well. Helps us compete with some of the clickbait merchants and corporation shite. So do smash the like on it. Hit the subscribe. Get your thoughts and opinions in. And Merry fucking Christmas to you as well. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you're having a great festive period. Eat, drink, and be merry and all that. Right. So Lingard maybe, Martial probably, Henderson maybe, Cavani maybe. There's a few players that could definitely be leaving Manchester United in the January transfer window. We'll bring you, all the latest as and when it comes. So on to the players that could potentially be coming in. We've got a couple of players lined up that we're looking at. So the first one, of course, Amadou Haidara, the RB Leipzig midfielder, box to box, who's got the relationship with Ralf Rangnick, who loves Manchester United. He said that his dream one day is to play for Manchester United. So he's definitely a strong possibility for somebody that we could sign in January. He's not that much money. He's understood to have a release clause around about £32 million. He's only 23 or 23, I think. He's had an impressive 18 months. He's definitely somebody that we should be looking at trying to get because of Ralf Rangnick's previous experience with him. So he's a possibility. He's maybe not perfect, but as a young option, as somebody that seems like he's got a good future ahead of him and fits the bill for what we're looking for, he could be good as well. We're also looking for more of a holding sort of midfielder as well. So there's talks of this Boubacar Kamara over at Marseille, 22-year-old Senegalese defensive midfielder. He plays for Olympique Marseille, French. So there you go, 22. I personally don't know a great deal about this guy. I've seen a little bit of him. There's a lot of people that speak very highly of this guy, but there's fresh links with Manchester United being very interested in signing this guy. So Kamara, Boubacar Kamara will allow Rangnick to play basically a 4-2-2-2 because he's very much a good defensive midfielder who can, press. He's very athletic. Manchester United probably would play a couple of, deeper midfielders in a 4-2-2-2. You need them to be both defensively sound and also be able to cover ground very quickly also and be able to press well and be able to just get back well and all that kind of stuff that you need to have in the gegenpress system. So there's talks that Kamara could sign for Manchester United in the first days of the January transfer window. So there's real strong interest from United for this guy from various reports that are coming out. Hey, it's interesting. Don't know too much about this guy. United might go in for him. We got another report here. Manchester United make efforts in the last few hours for signing a Rangnick key man trying to gain position. So Boubacar Kamara's future at Marseille remains uncertain with his current deal expiring in 2022. So what makes this so interesting is that he has not signed a new deal at his current club, Marseille, which means there's a lot of interest from other clubs. Now, it might be one for Manchester United in the summer, if we sign him on a free transfer, or it might be one for United in January if we're prepared to pay a few £1 million in order to bring this guy in, because, like I say, his contract is going to run out, so they can't really ask for more than 5-10 million quid, whatever it may be, I don't know, to actually sell this guy. If he's not keen on signing a new contract at Marseille, then Manchester United might go in for him. There's also interest from AC Milan and Juventus for this guy. So I don't know a great deal about him, but he's definitely a good player that a lot of the top European clubs are interested in and monitoring because of his contract situation, but because of also, what his role is. Manchester United are looking for another midfielder, and he is that. He's refused a new contract at the League One club. In the last few hours, United have joined the race. This is the latest report. Premier League side are trying to hijack a deal from Milan over a potential transfer. And Ralf Rangnick is supposed to be a very big admirer and be interested in bringing this guy in for the system. So that's the latest on, Boubacar Kamara. Remember the name, peeps. So Kamara could be a big target for Man United in January. That's the latest. Maybe it's just bullshit, but we'll have to wait and see. We definitely could do with somebody like this, somebody who's an up-and-coming player who over the next 5 years could develop into a really, really strong defensive midfielder for us, somebody who's athletic, who's quick, but has got a bit of vision also, good in the tackle, good in, all the rest of it that we need for a proper box-to-box, also, but defensive-minded midfielder for a Rangnick gegenpress type system. So, guys, what do you guys think about Boubacar Kamara? Hashtag yes or hashtag no. Boubacar Kamara, would you like to see this guy sign for Man United in January? Get your thoughts and opinions in. He would not cost a lot of money because his contract's running down and he has not agreed a new deal at Marseille yet. Sign Neves, says Batman Knight fan. Well, he would be a much more expensive option. Depends how much money's available for Rangnick in Jan. If we sell players and get players off our books, I could see us signing a bigger name player, maybe like Frankie de Jong from Barca. If Martial goes in the opposite direction, we sell Jesse, we sell Dean, then yes, I could see us doing a big business. But if that doesn't happen, United are going to have to scrimp around and save a little bit and try and sign somebody who's a bit less money. Yes, says Ian Dawn. Yes, says Nicola Breeze. Hey, Zamiassi, what's going on? Oh, shit, Zamiassi sent a super sticker. Sorry, I missed that, Zamiassi, with an $8.99 hippopotamus KO super sticker. Thank you so much there, Zamiassi. I really appreciate you. Guys, let's get a cheeky little super chat emoji in there. Thank you for the super sticker, Zamiassi. Get in. Nice one, mate. Let's be having you. Appreciate that. Nice one. If it doesn't go well with the new memes, would be insane. You don't know the guy, says Mamacini. Listen, I'm not going to pretend like I've watched a lot of this guy either, So I agree. It's just I'm basing this on what people are saying, that he is obviously a talented player. Kate Cadet says if he's better than Fred, then sign him up. Yeah, well, he's young. He's got. So this is his information. So on Transfer Market, this is his situation as it is. He's 22 years of age. He's 1 meter 84 tall. He's a defensive midfielder. He's had 9 caps, to be fair, for France, right? Or is that for France under 21s? Let me just. Yeah, I think it's just for France under 21s actually. Let me just double check that. Pretty sure it's not for the France national side. No, it's not. It's for France under 21s. So he's not in the national setup. Yes, it's just for the under 21s there. So he's, but still though, he's in the fold. He's only just turned 22 on November the 23rd. So he's literally just turned 22 as well. He probably will be in the France setup in the future. He's had 3 seasons at Marseille. He came through the youth side, then into the B side, and then into the B team before having, a few seasons in the first team. So in terms of performances, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, really, because he's a defensive midfielder. So stats-wise, we have to just look at, I guess you can't really go on many of the stats here. So I don't have his interception stats, his tackling stats and all that to hand. I've just got his games, appearances and assists. Can't really do much. It doesn't really tell you the whole story about a defensive midfielder. So, yeah, but it seems like he would be a good option for us. And if not him, then there's Amadou Haidara, who we know that Ralph Rangnick has a great relationship with. We know that he likes Ralph Rangnick and has praised him in the past and said that, thank you. He really appreciates what he did for him. He also, loves Manchester United, and he's somebody that has a release clause which isn't an ungodly amount of money, so you could perhaps see that could take place at some point in the future where United sign him. Whether that's in January or not is another question, but I could definitely see Manchester United ending up with Amadou Haidara in the future. So there's 2 possibilities. Now, they're not big names like somebody mentioned Ruben Neves or Wilfred Ndidi or even Kessie over at Milan, but they are good, young, up-and-coming players. And what Ralph Rangnick likes to do with a football club is he likes to sign a player that is just about on the cusp of greatness, like just about ready to come onto that next stage. He doesn't want an 18-year-old necessarily. Like maybe that's why Jude Bellingham might not be in the conversation right now. He doesn't want an 18, 19-year-old necessarily. He wants somebody who's 22, 23. He likes to sign players who are under 23 and who have a lot of pace about them. These are a couple of Rangnick fundamentals, really. So, they would fit into that sense, of course. They're just on the development part of their career where they're now men. They've been boys, they're now men, and now it's time to take the next step up. So I think that either of these 2 signings would actually be good to bolster our options in midfield. Still would be a question mark if they can come in and boss it better than the likes of McTominay, which they would need to in order to get in our team, because I'm sorry, Scotty McTominay's bang diddly average. But let's hope that they're good because, they're not the hugest names like we've discussed. They are good prospects and they are good young players, but they're not the biggest names, are they? It's not like we're going to sign Mohamed Aymar Bruce Lee, is it? For centre mid. So there you go. There you go. That is the latest really on the 2 main players that we could sign in January. There are others. Everybody's linked to, we're linked to Frankie de Jong. I could see it happening if Barcelona are prepared to play ball on a reasonable transfer fee, and also they need to cash in. They're desperate financially. If they want Martial in return, hey, I could see a deal there. So Frankie de Jong's a possibility too, and that's a great possibility. That would be brilliant. So United could do a bit of business in January for a defensive midfielder. Screw all the other positions. I'm not bothered about getting a striker in or a winger. There's also another link here. We've got some Manchester United join rivals for an 80 euro million rated Luis Diaz. Man City and Liverpool are in the race for Porto winger Luis Diaz. He's on an impressive return this season with 13 goals and 3 assists in all competitions. And United are interested in him apparently. So there's another player that we're linked to. But in terms of what we need right now, I believe that a midfielder, a central midfielder, somebody with a defensive mind, they can be a holding midfielder, but ideally somebody who's more box-to-box, who plays as a defensive midfielder as well, is what we need for a 4-2-2-2 Rangnick system. So, Hydera, or maybe this Kamara guy is a cheaper option, or if we had a bit of ambition about us, somebody with a slightly bigger name, slightly further ahead in their career, like a De Jong or a Kessie, or maybe even an Ndidi. Okay then, guys, so let me just check the updates. Rushmano, thank you so much for getting me a couple of reports in here. You absolute legend. Sent me a few things that have come through live during the show here. So, I saw that earlier on, actually. Aaron Wan-Bissaka banned from driving for 6 months. The spider in the mud. After admitting driving while disqualified and without insurance. What an idiot, though. Why is he doing that? I never understand that. You're rich as fuck, for Christ's sake. I mean, you just get hundreds of £1,000s every month in your bank account. Crikey, mate. Even if you've disqualified from driving, just get a bloody Uber XL, mate, or an Uber exec, or whatever. Get a fucking taxi, mate. Buy a fucking taxi company. Buy a fucking taxi company, mate, and have your drivers drive you around wherever the fuck you want to go. You've been banned. I never understand that mentality. I never understand it. Just fucking pay for a lift, mate. You know what I mean? Get an Uber, lad. Fucking hell. He's been banned already, and he didn't have insurance. He's been caught driving again. Anyway, there you go. So he was found guilty of that. We knew that was coming. Anyway, we knew that was coming. So he's been banned from driving for 6 months and fined for 31,500. Oh my goodness me, which is peanuts for him. Buy car insurance, as Batman Knight fan. I know, what the hell? Well, he was disqualified previously, so that's it. He admitted driving whilst disqualified. So you can't get insurance when you're disqualified, obviously. So he's been done for driving without insurance and also driving while disqualified. I mean, it's nothing to him. £31,500 fine. It's nothing to him, is it? So Edinson Cavani to Barcelona is a possibility. That's a maybe. Manchester United are expected to return to Carrington training tomorrow as well, just to give you the update on that. And also Chris Wheeler reporting that United want to keep Edinson Cavani at Old Trafford next month amid interest from Barca, which is what I hope too. I would look at the situation and go, you know what, this squad's better off with Cavani in the team. So that's pretty much the latest news. There is a few other things, but the latest stuff, the newest links to the club in terms of incoming transfers in January would be Amadou Hydera from Leipzig and also Boubacar Kamara as well from Marseille. And in terms of players going out, the usual suspects really, but the most likely Jesse Lingard, Tony Martial, possibly, Henderson as well, maybe on a loan basis also, and then maybe Eddie Cavani also, but hopefully not. So that's pretty much the situation as is. We'll bring in the latest transfer news. If you are new to this channel, make sure you smash the like, smash the subscribe, smash the bell icon so you get a notification when we post and go live. We'll give you all the latest news every single day on this channel. Get yourselves involved. And now it's time to have your say in the live chat as well. We're going to get into the live chat now. Before I do, the rundown of what we talked about. Premier League clubs have chosen to fulfill the festive fixtures, so that's good. We're playing the fixtures around Christmas rather than them, deciding to have a blanket cooling off period or whatever for a couple of weeks. Fixtures are going to go ahead as long as teams can field 14 first-team players, essentially. Also, we talked about Diogo Dalot staying at the football club, and all the players that I've just mentioned that are going in, possibly coming in and going out of the club. That's it, really. Let's get into the live chat then. Hit the like on the video and all that stuff and have your say now. I'm going to just have a Q&A for a little bit. I'm not going to stick around too long because Mrs. P's going to be streaming tonight, as I say. So do get your thoughts and opinions in now. Now's the time to have a bit of a Q&A sessione. So get yourselves involved in the chat. Great stream tonight, by the way. Thanks everyone getting in here, listening to me waffling on all this time. What a little mug, says the big guy. You're talking about Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I mean, it's stupid, isn't it? It's just stupid. You don't need to do that if you're in Wan-Bissaka's position. You're sure Juan Mata would be happy to give him a lift? Exactly, Primot. Juan Mata's a stand-up guy. If Wan-Bissaka gave him a call and said, hey, can you take me down Trafford Centre and get some new kicks? I'm sure he would give him a race too. Aaron Wan-Bissaka racing and speeding, says Anthony Evelyn. It's funny because he doesn't really strike me as the type of guy that would be a bit of a hellraiser on the road either, you know, but I guess you can never judge a book by its cover. Maybe now Aaron Wan-Bissaka will have to carpool with someone riding the bench, says little big man. Absolutely. Rangnick definitely going to be pissed off with that. But then again, maybe he'll be like, it's this nation's fault there is no Autobahn. This would never happen in Germany. Aaron Wan-Bissaka should get on his bike, says Madhouse. Chrissy says, any news on who is going to be replacing McKenna as all of Ollie coaches have left? Well, all apart from Phelan, right? I mean, I don't think so, Chrissy. Nothing right now. I mean, obviously, Rangnick's going to have to work on that in the next couple of days, absolutely. Or next couple of weeks, certainly. It's going to have to be somebody coming in soon. So we'll keep you up to date with what's going on there shortly, mate, but nothing official or concrete, really. Kate Cadet says, has anyone else kind of enjoyed the past week or so without getting stressed and frustrated watching our Gash Football Club? No. To be honest with you, Kate Cadet, I've actually not had a good time last couple of days. I don't know, just like, I don't know, I'm used to routine, mate. When my routine gets all messed up, I don't know, I don't like it. I haven't enjoyed it at all. I can't wait for United to be back playing regularly, mate, honestly. I know what you're saying. In a way, it's nice to have a break from all the stresses of it, but also it just messes my routine up, mate. I hate it. Thank you so much. Buy one of these no tax, no MOT, clean air exempts, says Sim. Ooh. Wan-Bissaka can't drive forward with a football, so I wonder why he's driving a car like George Michael 2.0, says Big God Bob. Last Christmas, I gave you my car, and the very next day, you were banned again. No. Wan-Bissaka can't drive except on GTA. He's not even good driving forward with a football. I just read that, didn't I? Thank you very much, Lynette Giggs. Says, make sure your boys subscribe. Thank you, Lynette Giggs. Yes, everybody hit that subscribe. Smash that like. I think we just hit 100 likes on the stream as well. Thank you, honestly, to every single one of you that show you support by hitting the thumbs up button. That does mean a lot to me. Thank you, guys. Little Big Man says, I bet CR7 has a lot of insurance on his $1 million cars. Crikey, mate, he could probably afford Lewis Hamilton to chauffeur him to work every single day if he really wanted to. I don't really see what that's got anything to do with it, Luan, France. The Cake says, Mrs. P, you can't stream once a year. That's too long of a gap. That would be a bit gash if you did it once a year. Well, there you go. It's kind of like an eclipse of sorts, mate. Hey, 123 RBI, what's going on? You could do it for special events like Christmas and Easter and things like that. Yeah, Mrs. P, absolutely. FIFA stream, please, says Jason Adams. Mrs. P's going to do a stream on her channel tonight, guys. Different vibe. I'm taking the night off, having more of a chilled out vibe. And we're going to hit the FIFA every single night this week other than tonight. So don't worry, there's going to be plenty of content coming in regards to the FIFA. But tonight, you know, Monday night, I usually have it off FIFA, don't I? Usually, come on. Got to have one night off the FIFA at least, mate. So anyway, so before you guys go, make sure you do hit the thumbs up button on this stream and subscribe. I'm going to put a link to Mrs. P's stream in the live chat here. So show your support. It's only Mrs. P's second ever stream. And it's going to be a different vibe. She ain't playing GTA. She ain't playing FIFA. She ain't blowing people up or anything. It's a different vibe. It's a chilled out vibe. And come and hang out. It's more of a chilled out chat vibe type deal. So come and hang out. I'll put it in the live chat here. Mrs. P's stream. Boom. I believe that is correct. Let's see if it works. But yeah, I'm very happy that the United game should be going ahead on the 27th. But then again, we'll have to wait and see. It depends on how many people we've actually got fit to field. Yeah, there it is. So everybody, I've put the link in the live chat. Do check that. Do check that out. She'll be starting that. She was supposed to be starting it now, but I've rambled on and on, haven't I? So give us 15 minutes or something to get things set up. And Mrs. P's going to be on there. Mrs. P playing Frogger, says Rushmano. I did suggest maybe, is there any good Christmas games? Let us know. So she's going to play a game called Lake, which came out a few months ago. It's on Game Pass. It looks pretty chilled out. The link works. Thank you, cool homies. Bus Simulator. It's similar to that, Kate Claire. Something like that. Something like that. But I think she should play Bus Simulator personally. I think that would be fun. Mrs. P should definitely do that anyway. Right, okay, we're gonna wrap this one up then. Steve Hall, what's good? Timmy T as well, legends. Guys, Mrs. P's stream is about to start. Go over there and continue the chat. It's not about to start right now, I'll give it a little bit. But there it is. Go and check it out. It's pinned to the top of the live chat as well. Go and subscribe to our channel as well. Yeah, there's 131 of you legends in here. Let's go and see if we can get her to 400 subscribers. So she's nearly there, actually. Hit the subscribe over on Mrs. P's channel, 400 subs. Let's see if we can do it tonight. Smash the like on this video. Smash the like on that one. I'm going to wrap this up then. There's the United news. Thank you so much for watching. Come back after this video is finished and get your latest thoughts and opinions on anything we've discussed, who you think we should get rid of, or who you think we should keep, and what you think's going to happen. Let us know your thoughts about it. There's the latest sort of transfer news for United and Rangnick. Hope you enjoyed the video. That's it from me. If you did enjoy the video, smash that like, smash that sub, click that bell, follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Insta, Facebook and Twitter. Check out the website, unitedflyinghigh.com. Mrs. P's stream is taking place shortly. I'll see you over there. You can also continue the chat with these Baker Brigade legends over there too. So go and do that. Charlie Kemp, Johnny Gallagher, Mrs. P, Big God Bob, Mamacini, Dizzy Red Devil, Rush Mano, Luan France, Cootie, Mrs. P, everybody else as well. Thanks for joining. That's it from me tonight then. I will be back tomorrow with more content, FIFA, and also the latest United news and all the latest goings on at the club. So do keep a lookout for that. Nice one, guys. Cheerio, Madhouse, and all the rest of you. Have a great night. Catch you in a bit then over on Mrs. P's stream. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. That's it from me. And come on, United! When the seagulls follow the trawler. As this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. So